Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. If you're anything like me, guys, daylight savings time has really thrown me off. I have volleyball on Saturdays mornings or Sunday mornings, and unfortunately, time really changed. For a lot of you around the world, you don't know what I'm talking about. Here in America, I don't know if they do it other parts of the world, but we observe daylight savings time. So actually in spring, we go 1 hour forward. In the fall, we actually fall 1 hour back. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why they ever came up with it. Maybe once upon a time it was used, but as of right now, guys, it is not. What's going on? We have Peter, Milton, and Ryan. Jordan is here as well. So we're going to go through a couple things that I really wanted to go through and show you guys today. I know a lot of players have a lot of questions about the Grand Hunt. I know there are a lot of questions about the Abyssal Expedition. There's a lot of questions about the new hero. There's a lot of things. That is why I wanted to hop on here, guys. Do the kind of the Q&A that we've seen. Vasco is here. Citrix is here. Billy and Uno. JJP as well. We're going to do some summons in here, guys. I have 45,000 diamonds. Now, as of right now, since we know a new Awakened hero is coming up on Tuesday, we're going to save all of our resources essentially for her. To see exactly where she's going to fall. But at the same time, we are going to build Edwin. That is really the best way to do it, guys, is building your regular 4 faction heroes while you focus on 1 Celestial Hypogean, as well as focusing on 1 Awakened hero at a time, guys. I cannot stress that enough. When you're building out these Awakened heroes, because of the sheer cost of the heroes, because of the sheer investment of the heroes, building them out 1 at a time, regardless of who you focus on, which if you do not have any Awakened heroes, the Awakened version of Solus is really the best first solid choice that I would advise. But building out the hero in their entirety, meaning taking them to a 30960. 309 is, of course, the 30 is the signature item, the plus 30 signature item. The 9, either the 3 of 9 or the 9 of 9 refers to the furniture. And then the E60 or the 60 engraving is the engraving factor on there. I get that question every single day, guys. That is why I wanted to cover it. What's going on, Major? Blaine is here as well. And hi says, hey, that is pretty funny. Devin is here as well. Matthew, Michael, got a lot of people over on the stream. All right, guys. So again, focus on 1 Celestial or Hypogean because that's going to be your diamonds. That's going to be your Stargazer cards. Focus on 1 single Awakened hero and then the 4 faction heroes, which are by the desired hero summons. Big focus with this, guys, making sure that you're utilizing right out of here. I do have 7 chances to get Edwin or 7 pulls for Edwin in here because of my VIP level. A lot of players, again, kind of question why I have 7 pulls instead of 6. It is because of the VIP level. You can see right there. The VIP 15 gives us 1 extra pull or 1 extra choice. So when you're continuing, you do get more pulls in there. Now, one thing we do want to talk about and look at is the new hero, guys. Now, I don't have her up here because it's on Tuesday. She's over on the test server. But overall, guys, one of the things that we needed, well, one of many things that we needed clarification on when it comes to the hero is the faction bonuses. So we know, guys, within here, we do have a lot of bonuses up here. So I'm just going to pop a couple heroes in here. But we get these faction bonuses out of here. These are for the regular heroes, the Celestials, and then, of course, the Hypogean heroes. Now, with the new Awakened version of a hero, these are not affected. They run in coinciding, making her really strong. So what can actually happen? And again, this is what I kind of wanted to talk about for the clarification point, is you can run, let's say this is the new Awakened hero. We're going to use Lucretia as the placeholder. You can run 5 Hypogean heroes, and they said essentially because they are not Celestials or they are not dimensional heroes, they will get double the Hypogean faction bonus. Again, according to Belinda over on Facebook, that it will essentially give you double the heroes or double the buffs, which is kind of crazy to see. I know when we tested her out, we were kind of wondering about this. Even if you have 4 heroes of a faction, it is going to double up them as the Hypogeans. It doesn't affect this. It will not show it in here, guys. You do not see it reflected in here because it is not a faction bonus. It is a buff she provides when you start combat. So again, she is going to be pretty broken, guys. Overall, super impressed with how she is looking, how the build is looking. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where she is going to do. Heroes that can prevent Ions from dying. Albedo is really the big one. Ulna is, but definitely Albedo. We'll get into the questions. And Sealos, look at that, a brand new subscriber already. Another thing we wanted to look at was within the Abyssal Expedition, guys. So we're making a lot of progression in here. We just moved across the water. We've actually gotten to the point where the convergence. So you can see, guys, this southwest side and this northeast side has both come all the way across the water, which again is a new aspect to the way the Abyssal Expedition works. So we've actually moved down here, getting tier 5s, getting tier 6s at this point, and we're all coming down to this very bottom convergent point. Now, one thing, again, that we wanted to note is looking over here, there are these buffs on both sides that are actually provided from right here's Tidal Freeze. There's a different one on the other side. These affect bosses, but they do not affect the last boss. There was a correction if you guys seen it over on Reddit or Discord. They do not affect the final boss with the buffs that you actually receive from these. And again, there is another one right here on the other side. These do not affect the final boss, but it does affect all of the gate bosses that you're going through. So again, just some kind of clarification. What's going on, Carol? Yes, Darkblane. And that's where a lot of players are saying that's going to be pretty OP, even for unlocking the ability to double the buffs that are in there, because she's going to provide the Hypogen buffs, and it's going to also provide the faction bonuses in there, which essentially in some of even the Cursed Realm comps, you're going to be able to kind of supercharge the buffs that you're getting in there. Another hero we want to talk about, guys, is Mulan. So a lot of players have finally gotten Mulan. A lot of players have started building Mulan out. Guys, we are seeing this hero used similar to like a Joan of Arc. We are seeing this hero used all over. She is showing up in the Temple Rift. We're seeing her within the Cursed Realm. We're seeing her within the Treasure Scramble. We're seeing Mulan literally going into a bunch of best in slot teams within AFK Arena. And because of the ease of getting her, I would absolutely recommend building her out, guys. I have started using her a lot. 9 of 9 furniture worth her is really big. That is really the one that you want to, is she will start her ultimate ability when the 9 of 9, with the 9 of 9 furniture that kicks off right off the bat, making it incredibly easy. What is the orange mark on the map you can activate? That's a buff. It's a buff, Jay. There's 2 of them that you can actually activate, and it is a buff. What's going on, Asta? Well, hello, Hippo. What's going on? Yeah. Should you go for the small island before the middle island? We're not. So what we're doing in here, and I'll show you guys, is we're going to go to the middle. We're going to go to the middle island right here first. As you can see, guys, both teams, our entire guild is pathing down to the convergent points, which is, of course, going to be in the middle with these gate bosses. So we'll actually swoop a little down in here to complete the whole Abyssal Expedition. This is the beta version. Again, we're testing out a lot of different things, because is it going to be worth actually going through here and getting these buffs? I don't know. That is really yet to be seen. If it is going to be worth, again, kind of worth picking up both of those, or if you're going to have enough power just to go through. When we got to the first gate boss, guys, we literally destroyed the gate boss in one attack with the awakened version of Belinda, which is super, super broken to see, but literally it was one attack, and the first gate boss, which was Theowen, was completely crushed and destroyed, guys. So before we get into the summons, I want to finish out the Misty Valley. This is usually a very easy mode, and it gives me a good opportunity to have a conversation with you guys, chat, answer some questions. So here we need light bearers, and it says everyone has to be the same class. So who do we got? Light bearer rangers. Maybe we can do that. We'll see if we can do this. Within the Oaken, how do you separate high and low priorities? When I get to the point, JJP, and I'll go through and we'll start answering questions, I just put everything in the same priority. Because of your mythic furniture is going to go on specific heroes, the legendary furniture within there does make a very, very minimal difference. Again, the mythic furniture will only go on the hero that it is assigned to. Not a big difference, guys. I put everyone within the Oak into a low priority. I literally just dump everybody into the exact same bucket, putting them into a low priority. Because again, Early, it might make a difference, but when you get further into AFK Arena, it's not going to make a big difference who has Mythic furniture. It's going to make a big difference who has Knight of 9 furniture on there. Mulan, only 9 of 9. The ideal build, Blue Crimson, for Mulan is the plus 20 signature item, the 9 of 9 furniture, and the plus 30 engraving. That is where I have her built. Signature item can go to a plus 30, but minimum, I would do a 209. And with the majority of the heroes, guys, 209 is kind of the absolute baseline where you do want to build them. I think we had Desira and we had... I'm gonna have to look. I looked real quick. Desira and Theowin. Let's swap those two in. There's Desira. There's Theowin. There we go. I don't actually find much use for Mulan. See, now that's the interesting thing. Chaotic is Mulan is being used in the campaign. Mulan is also being used within the treasure scramble within the best in slot teams. Mulan is also being used within the curse realm. If you look over on like Cursed Friends, if you look at the best in slot team comps, Mulan is in a majority of them, which again is really cool to see that we're actually seeing some viability with the hero. But definitely, it seems like Mulan is going to be utilized in a lot. So I'm about done with Solus and I have Brutus already. I just hit multi-battles in the Greyborn Tower, thinking going for Baden, but Belinda. So overall, Vlad, Baden is the good choice. If you look at the tier list as they sit right now today, not taking into account the new materia, the new awakened hero that we're seeing, Baden works incredibly well, and Baden is the best in slot for Curse Realm. Also when it comes to the Temple Rift, also when it comes to the Treasure Scramble, Baden is going to be used and is used in all of those formations. But the same can be true with the awakened version of Belinda. We are seeing her in almost the exact same formations, guys. The utility of the awakened heroes are super, super high. And that's kind of without saying. If you're building them out, Baden seems to be, again, higher priority list-wise. But Belinda, and the big thing with that is Belinda is working with one copy, guys. A lot of players are running Belinda at Legendary and having an absolute phenomenal, and I mean a very, very good showing of Belinda, literally with just getting one copy. I think this might have been kill the front line first. I'm gonna have to look. So in the order of the skills, we should create comps on her that don't have the slows. Yes. So Nikos with Materia, the new awakened hero, you can't have the celestials or the dimensionals or the bonus doesn't work. Yes. Now that's one thing that a lot of players have been saying, Uno. Is there's a lot of tiles in the Abyssal Expedition, which of course, when you get a lot of tiles in a game mode like the Abyssal Expedition, and we actually seen this when they went and started the Underground, it takes a lot more time and it takes a lot more stamina to go through that combination. So that's really the big thing to think about is going through there, and I don't know if there's going to be any adjustments. Essentially what happened the first time we ran the Underground is it took so much to get through the Underground. When players got to the boss, when they actually got to the very last boss, there was nothing left stamina-wise to go ahead and attack the boss. So a lot of players did have to wait for stamina to attack the final boss because, again, it took so much to go through there. I'm loving the Abyssal Expedition, guys. I know there are a lot of players that are kind of both ways, but absolutely, guys, I do love the Abyssal Expedition. I just think it is such a very, very cool game mode. And I mean, with them having two variations of it, you can really go through and do, if you want to play, you know, the more hardcore mode, if you want to go that route, you can definitely go that route. But if you don't want to, the casual works for a lot of players. What's going on, Childo? Apollon here. What is going on? Thanks for joining us. I'm 2 copies of Awakened Brutus away from Mythic. Yeah, Raphael, like we said earlier, definitely going, building out the Awakened heroes, guys. Focus again on one of the 4 primary faction heroes, 1 Awakened hero, 1 Celestial or Hypogean. That is really the focus that you want to, because a lot of the heroes require a significant investment to actually work, to actually get the viability or get the heroes to work. They do have to be built out quite a bit. I think this was Mauler's. I didn't look. Yeah, Abyssal Expedition, guys, I love. I think one copy of me here. Yes, that's Hunter Buster. That's what a lot of players are saying. Guys, picking up one copy of Materia is going to give you the effects. Defeat at least 4 enemies in battle with the same hero. So that's pretty easy when you go in here and you just put in like an awakened version of Thane. We can just drop in a bunch of support heroes. That'll work. Yeah, and Mulan again is getting used, is getting utilized. Do you need Alna on 1-star for the engraving? No. So Alna is a hero, guys. You want to focus on Alna building out Alna to the 9 of 9 furniture. That is really where Alna shines. Alna doesn't need engraving at all. She is pretty far down the engraving list for Alna. Again, it's not going to make a really big difference with Alna to engrave her. I engraved her because once upon a time we used her a lot more, or a lot more, had a lot less heroes to build, but overall she doesn't need the engraving. Yeah, again, the new hero, guys, in general rule with any of the heroes, wait about a week. I say 7 to 10 days. That way we can have a couple different, at least 2 different runs when it comes to the Cursed Realm. Seeing exactly where and if she is being used. Again, that is really the big thing. Is she going to be used? How is she going to be used? Is she going to end up being another awakened version of Aziz, where it literally just takes 1 copy and that's really all you need? That's kind of yet to be seen. AE is also, yeah, I like AE. The Rift is okay, Marco, because they put the automatic feature. That's the only reason why so many players are really pushing right now within the Rift. Even for me, it makes it super easy when they automate the rewinds. Still feel like they need to do a couple tweaks when it comes to that automation. In my opinion, it's still kind of clunky. It's still kind of, it doesn't change formations. It doesn't alter a lot of things. You could spend 100 rewinds on a single team, which is kind of crazy if you're not paying attention and just rewinding. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that could change. So win without Rangers or Mages. We'll pull these. We'll drop in some Warriors. There we go. We'll see. Should I build Kanisa and Rook or Olgath? Honestly, I built Kanisa and Rook, Childo. And the reason is still a lot of utilization in there. Olgath, we're seeing in some places, but not too many at this point. I am not seeing a lot of utility right now with Olgath. And look at that, Maximilian, 2nd subscriber already for the chat, guys. Awesome. Thank you for subbing to the channel. Yeah, Kanisa and Rook, I would definitely build where Olgath. If you're really pushing a ton of best in slot content, it seems Olgath is showing up just damage-wise in some Cursed Realm comps, but even when you look in respect to other heroes, not doing an incredible amount of damage overall with Olgath in comparison to other heroes that used to be in the slot or fill the same slot. Again, best in slot. And also with Olgath, guys, Olgath takes a ton of investment. Can you read my... Oh, let me check it out, Peter. Let me scroll up for a minute. I don't know if I know go with the new Awakened Hero or Belinda. I'm trying to save my time cards for one of them. Honestly, if you haven't built either one of them, and this, Peter, not only you, but everyone, if you haven't built, if you're looking at Belinda, the Awakened version of Belinda, if you're looking at Materia, wait to see where she comes in. So essentially, we could have the new hero come, it doesn't really have an impact, not really game changing for a lot of AFK Arena. Again, it might only take 1 copy of the hero to build. It's not going to take a ton. We're going to have to see. We are absolutely going to have to see, again, exactly where she does come. So there we go, guys. All of those are completely clear. Now over here, I set the chest. We'll run through this really quick. Always getting stones. Now these can be Celestials and Hypogeans, definitely a reason to get those. This could be an Awakened Hero, which will yet to be seen. Pick out the hero you're getting from the desired hero summons. We're getting Edwin out of here, guys. And then cores and chest, Stargazer cards, kind of a given in here. I like the Poe coins, but Poe coins, remember, you can buy Poe coins every single day within the shop. Twisted Essence is a rarity that you definitely want to build. Same with up here. Get the most rare item that you can get. And then, of course, bait versus stones. You get 2 stones every month. Bait is a little bit more difficult to come through. That'll be what we're collecting, guys. And there is my unlock of Edwin. In addition to the 7 copies I can pull out of the desired summons, we'll give Edwin Awakened or Ascended already at that point, which is what we wanted to get. Who is the priority Celestial hero to build except for Awakened Taylene? The Awakened one, will I get the new Awakened hero? Depends where she comes in. And again, that's going to be one of the questionable things, is if we see her not requiring a very big build out, then definitely not. If she does require a significant build, a bigger build, we might have to. He said 100 a month. I spend about 10K a month between. So yeah, guys, we keep it. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to run through the normal of what we buy. We do this quite a bit. Yeah, this month or last month, February we spent more because we did buy a pack, but I'll show you what I buy, guys. That equates to, I believe, 110 now. So I'll show you. So out of here, guys, we don't buy anything in here. Wishing Ship, we don't. Even here, we don't. Advanced Ship, we do not buy anything out of the Advanced Ship as well. We do the monthly card, so I do both of these. That's $20. So right there, guys, you can see right off the bat, that is $20 right there. Noble Society, we actually bought out both of these. So if you look, we're getting red chest and cores, we're getting baits, and we're getting engraving mats on both sides. Now looking at this, guys, it is $20 for the first one. It is $20 for the second. So 45 plus here is 90 plus the 20 for the monthly card brings our total to 110 even without tax, but about 110. That's all we buy, guys. Riga rewards, because I have a lot of these heroes, I do not buy. The only exception to this is if there is a pack, if we're trying to build a hero, focusing on building one out. So we're at 110, and I just started picking up against essentially the second part of this. For both of those, though, that puts us at 110. That's the budget, guys. This month I have actually spent 0 because now remember, even with that is these noble societies do not run on a 30-day window. That's really the other big thing. Hunter Buster, look at that, guys. Didn't even realize, another subscriber. But these do not run a 30-day window. So if you do the average of them, I believe one is 38 days, if I'm just recalling from memory. One was 38 days, one is 45 days, or they might be both 35 at this point. But even putting and buying this out every 30, 38, 45, whatever it may be, net is about $100. That is about where I cap it per month of what we put into this game. Is about 100 or less, or 100 or slightly more. Again, last time I know we did buy a couple packs, which did result in a little bit on the higher end, but that's okay, guys, because every now and then it's okay. I budget for it, just like I've always done. Second channel, guys, has been taken off a lot with the budgeting. I know a lot of viewers in here watch the second finance channel that I have. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you for all the love and support there. But yeah, it's about 100, 110. And like I said, with it not being 30 days, with it being a little bit more, it's a little bit over or a little bit under, right about 100 is what we're doing. Why do people build out Celestial Hypogean Dims to 30 instead of 40? The big thing, Raphael, is the cost. That is the big thing. So guys, the cost when it comes to building out Celestials and Hypogean heroes. So if we take a hero like Vithiel, for me to take him from a plus 20 to a plus 30 is 300 chests. That's it, Raphael. So it's 300 chests to actually take him from a plus 20 to a plus 30. If I want to take Vithiel from a plus 30 to a plus 40, so literally going from a 30 to a 40, it is 1,050 chests. That is right, guys. It is over building 3 additional heroes to a plus 30 signature item, which is the priority. There are always going to be heroes that need that plus 30 signature item versus building one hero to a 40. Again, it takes, I believe it is still 1,050 that it takes to build out those heroes. Now, there are a couple exceptions, like Brutus, we took to 35. That is because when you look at the signature item, when you look at the build out, his substat, so this is what he gets at 35, is haste. This secondary stat is the most powerful one within AFK Arena. If you look at most of them, they all have kind of a different substat. Right here is magic resistance. I'm not going to take the awakened version of Solus to a plus 35 signature item just to buff up a little bit of magic resistance. In my opinion, not worth it at all. But a hero like Brutus, a hero, whether it be crit, whether it be haste, even here haste frequency, that would be worth taking it up to a plus 30 or 35 signature item because of the secondary stats you get in there, which are awesome. It is very cool. What's going on? A4? Just notice you're at 30. Oh, thank you, Angus. Yep, we're at 30,200 at this point, guys. The subscriber base is just absolutely more than I could ever imagine. I got my Awakened Belinda to Mythic in less than 240 cards. I've heard about that, Peter. It seems like, I know no one's ever going to agree with me, but I've heard of a lot of players getting a lot more good, positive RNG when it comes out to the time cards. In your opinion, what would be the best Awakened Hero realm priority in terms of multiple formation? Best one is Solus. She has always been, guys. There's not a formation in the AFK Arena that could not use this hero. We see her in an absolute ton of formations in here. All right, guys, let's do some of our summons in here, and look at that, guys. That is 4 new subs already. That is awesome. We shoot for 5 every single day, but it is awesome. I'm surprised you don't buy any time emblem packs from the ship. The thing is, I haven't had a lot of luck with that, Devin. So we've bought these before, and we've actually bought them from Yuri's ship, right out of, where is it? The Wishing Ship. These bundles, for 24 bucks, you get 35 cards or 30 cards, but you do also get the wish tokens. I haven't had a ton of good luck with these wish tokens. Most whales buy the food in here to go ahead, and that's how they built the pets up so quick, is literally building these out. But again, we're trying to cap how much we spend in here per month. That is really, I wanted to set, we're not going to the in graveyard, no spending, but we are keeping a lower amount, a lower spend limit on the game at this point. Could change in the future. We'll see what comes. What's going on, Gazi? What's your priority list on Awakened Heroes? Yeah, like I said, Solus, definitely a solid build. Baden's a solid build. Brutus is as well. Belinda, pretty much all of them short of Aziz, which we're not seeing used at all. What's going on, Winnie? Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, great weekend so far, guys. All right, Awakened Heroes, we are still at 2. I know there are a lot of players that have never seen the Awakened Heroes in here, but who do we get? Just some more food, just like that. All right, can we get Celestials and Hypogens? It is not bad. We got a copy of Orin, so at least something that we can use. I don't think he's at 5 stars at this point, but we're getting more red chest, guys. We're saving those out. Even when it comes to our engraving mats, again, saving those out. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that our summons are going to be pretty solid in here. And again, just a lot more of the recycling food is what we're seeing. So in here, I'm going to save the diamonds. We're going to summon up some copies of Edwin. Hopefully we can get lucky with 1 or 2 copies. I would love to see 1 or 2 copies. You mean you want to build signature 40 for the Awaken? No, I wouldn't invest. I wouldn't build them up to a plus 40, guys. It is so expensive. How do you get the extra rewards? I can only see 2. So Hop It, once you buy the first one, it gives you the option to buy the second one. And the second one is at a discounted price. Yes, you can only see the second pass, guys, if you buy the first one. That is really the big one. If you buy the first one, it gives you a $19.99 pack after you buy the first one for $24.99. You can buy that second pack. It only shows up after you buy the first one. What's the first stats? Tenacity and insight. I'm not sure what you mean, Uno. Let me know. I want to ask a bit of an adult question if you can answer. I want to change my job because I don't like it. I feel like I can do more. I want to work for something. Something I like. I can't seem to find it. Keep looking. I mean, honestly, Apollinaire, depending where you're located at in the US, guys, the job market, the labor market, I do a lot with this at my job and everything else. They said it is the absolute best time that has probably been in the last 30, 40 years if you're looking to change a job, because the labor market is so crazy out there right now. A lot of companies letting people go, but still a ton of new jobs, ton of people that are hiring. It is kind of a crazy, crazy point of that we're seeing right now. The pity on Yuri's is for, oh, it has a pity timer on there. All right, guys, so 1, 2, 3, number 4, nothing in there, not even an elite hero, but that's okay, guys, because we continue to recycle everything that we need. 25 cards here. I'm just going to do it because I know there are some wilders we need. First one that pops up is Orin again. Orin, guys, if you're unfamiliar with Orin, he is probably one of the hidden gems that we find within AFK Arena. When it comes to the Wilder Tower in multiple teams, he will crush it. He will absolutely destroy teams, guys, if you have him built. Does incredibly, incredibly well within the tower. I mean, I have her at Mythic and I have 240 time cards. I don't know if I should go. No, Peter, I build out Belinda. The thing is, Peter, is if you already have the Awakened version of Belinda at Mythic, you have 240 time cards, build her out. Always go ahead and finish the Awakened hero, guys, especially if you already have her at Mythic. The reason for that, Peter, is the Awakened version of Belinda is proven. We know where she works. We know what formation she works. The Curse Realm, the Temporal Rift, the Treasure Scramble. We know Belinda works. She's been tried. She's been tested. Absolutely build out the Awakened version of Belinda. That's why I said in the beginning, focus on one specific hero at a time, guys. Making sure you're building out that hero in the entirety. You already have Belinda, the Awakened version of Belinda at Mythic. Build her out, guys. Look, it is Orin Day, guys. That is 3 copies of Orin. I think we're at, that might be 4 stars. That might be 5 stars, which it is. That's why I wanted to check, guys. So that is 5 stars. Boom. That means any other copies that we do get of him are going right to the fodder. But that takes him out of there. So we still have Tamara's in here. There we go. So we got Palmer, which just needs stars. All of these have stars. They all have stars. And then we need Edwin, which, again, I'm hoping we can get 1 copy of Edwin, which would be nice to see. Everyone should become a YouTuber. YouTuber takes a lot of time, Blue Crimson. And I know, again, a lot of players in here. YouTube has been an absolute experience. It's very, very cool. What's going on, Ben? Thank you for joining us. Not sure where Ben's at now. I know Ben has joined us from all over, pretty much the world. But again, YouTube is about the commitment and about really the dedication, guys. You have to put time and effort, and it can take years, literal years, where you get to actually being able to kind of have more fun with it. I started it because I love it, guys. There is a copy of Salakai. Salakai, of course, guys, when it comes to the Mauler Tower, he is a game changer. He is an absolute game changer. Short of the tower, I haven't really seen a lot of utility where players are actually using Salakai outside of the tower, which is a little disappointing. But also remember, when Salakai was released, Salakai was kind of eclipsed right off the bat, like very, very early, because the hero that we released after Salakai was Palmer. So Palmer came out right after Salakai, meaning that he kind of overshadowed Salakai. That's why I feel like Salakai didn't really get the love or the ability, the respect that he needed, because it really they really overshadowed it. I've gotten Lucretia and Alna to Ascended 1-star, Twins to Mythic, and Moreo close to Legendary. Who should I do next? There's a couple heroes you could actually go with. You could go with Vithiel would be a solid choice. Kanisa and Rook. Most players would go with Khazard. Khazard has a lot of utility. Khazard only needs Mythic. Same with Mahira. A lot of players at that point will build out Mahira at that point, or Halos. So even looking here, guys, looking at the priority heroes, Ulna priority, Vithiel priority, Halos priority, Twins priority. If you build Orthos, you have to have Taylene, so those kind of one and the same. Even looking here, guys, Zolrath, Lucretia, big priority. Mahira and Khazard especially, big priority. Kanisa and Rook, Mortis, even Aziz are still being used. Frampton, a lot of players can pass on Frampton. They actually sub in Hodgkin for Frampton, which is what we see a lot of the time. So a little bit of a difference there. But again, Frampton, at this point, some of these heroes, if you haven't started building the hero at this point, I probably wouldn't build them at all. There's really not a big drive for some of the heroes, again, if you're not already building them out, because we know the newer heroes are, of course, going to be much stronger than we see with the original heroes. Would you say Baden or Belinda if new hero isn't a best choice? I like Belinda. I didn't build out Baden. If you guys remember, guys, I didn't build out Baden. I do not have Baden on my account. I know a lot of players say to go it that way, but I do not. Is the merchant ship special worth buying for 6 days? Overall, yes. You're gonna get a hero cheaper, but it is just the one copy. But if you're building out Lucretia, yes, buying out the ship, that is why they came out with it. Again, if you do, if you're looking to build a specific hero like Lucretia, is it worth buying the ship? Yes, I absolutely think it is worth the ship. Am I handsome? Maybe risky. You could be. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you are. Is there a timestamp for when New Awakened Hero was talked about? It was right at the beginning, Nicholas. If you check out the other video, we'll be doing some more videos on her, because again, I have to see where the utility is. I also do have to see if we're going to build her out. Let's get into Edwin, guys. And Edwin is another one, guys. He is going to show his formation strength. We're going to see him in different areas. I absolutely know it. Looking at his toolkit, looking at what he does, we've already seen him start to be worked into a couple different formations, and we're going to see the exact same. We're going to see the continued utilization of Edwin in the future. Even Greyborn Towers, we're starting to see him again in a bunch of Greyborn Towers, and we're getting really lucky, guys, with the summons here. 3 more of the desired hero summons, then we'll be able to get him up to Ascended. So we will get him to that Ascended level. There we go, guys. What do we got? 1 left. That was super easy to build him out. That's kind of crazy. There's a copy of Shmira. Yeah, Blue Crimson. That's what a lot of players have said. If you're not already building out Frampton, guys, most players are not going to build out Frampton. It's not going to be. And there we go, guys. There's our final copy of Edwin, which still gives us, almost 10,000 diamonds sitting in there. Stargazer, we still have 161 after we got Belinda. I'm just going to sit on those as they are right now. 14 cards in here. Belinda is already done. Only one we don't have built, of course, is Baden. We're going to see where the new hero comes in. If the new hero is not a big build priority, I'm probably just going to circle back, build out Baden so we can have that done and just really go forward from there. So there's Edwin, guys. 1, 2, 3, and number 4. So Edwin will be able to be built, which is awesome. We know we also do sit on quite a bit of food in here. So we'll use a copy of Kelthar and Torn, just because, again, they're all built. So there is Legendary, Legendary Plus. Boom, there's Mythic for that signature item. And again, just kind of building them out. There is our Mythic. And the new hero goes to Ascended. Very nice. What is your opinion on Isolde? Isolde used to have an incredible amount of utility. I don't even know if Isolde at this point is being used for anything. Unfortunately, even having him built, there used to be a couple places, again, that he did have some pretty solid utility. But as of now, guys, I don't know anywhere that he is being used. And there is our animated avatar. Again, Edwin, we're going to build out. We saved resources for him. We also did save our chest in here. So he is right there. There we go. Yeah, again, Isold, not a lot of utility. Even here, guys, I have Isold built out. I couldn't even tell you, short of probably the tower. I mean, the Greyborn Tower, just because of limited heroes in 3 formations. As of this point, there's not a huge drive to build out a hero like Isold. Foxhounds for the win. Oh, that's right. That is the test server is over there with Ben and a lot of other Rocksta, a lot of other players over there. What's going on, Glenda? I would love if Edwin could counter the Thorn Cheese. Yeah, I would love. Should I just build out heroes to 1 star now? Yes. So building them out to 1 star, you'll take them a little bit higher later. But again, 1 star is where you want to have them. Celestials and Hypogens, I only build them out to 1 star if I have the ability to actually engrave them. Just like we did when we got Kanisa and Rook, guys, we didn't build out Kanisa and Rook because we didn't have anything to build them when it comes to the engraving mats. We didn't have anything. So again, there's no reason to really drive them, very high if you don't have the ability or even the resources to build them out. I would just probably pass on that. Can you use any Tailene with the Dark Tailene? Kingston, I do not think so. I do not think you can use them together just because of how they work. Who does Valoris counter? Got her in the Temple Rift. Valoris is a hero that has to be built. She does a lot of damage, but as far as counter, she does pretty solid when it comes to, and that's Kayleen. Valoris is a hero that we built out quite a bit for the Cursed Realm. But overall, again, she has to be built out quite a bit. But as far as countering, not really seeing a lot of utility with her. The big thing, of course, was the heal reduction once upon a time. But again, I don't see very many comps that still have Valoris. It's kind of a little bit more of a rarity that we do see with her. And look at that, guys. Belfie, that is what, 4 or 5? I think that's 5, maybe 5 or 6 subscribers, new subscribers to the channel, guys. That is absolutely amazing. Let's continue in here, guys. So like we were saying, with Edwin, plus 30 signature item, just like that, still leaves us 100 plus chests. We'll go ahead, we'll throw some Greyborn gear on him. We'll build him up in a little bit, but definitely want to, and it almost looks like his lettering is off. Little details like that kind of throw me crazy, but I think that's one thing that they updated a little bit ago. But again, lettering off a little bit. They changed it. There we go. One more level. We're going to keep building these up, guys. I'm going to go with my warrior tree. Just again, continuing to go in here, continuing to build these heroes up. Oak Inn. What we have to continue with. Only the crit block rating in your hero counts from who profits from heroes like Rain and Orthos. Yeah, the stats, the secondary stats, it gets into a really different dynamic of the game. Big thing with the majority of players, guys, when it comes to those secondary stats, the insight, the tenacity, the crit black, the crit amplification, a lot of that is really PvP. Because remember, let's add Edwin in here. A lot of the additional kind of PvP aspect is really high built investment heroes, which of course follows the engraving system. That is the reason why a lot of, again, those secondary stats come into play when you start doing the engraving for a lot of these heroes. Smart selection, again, I just put everyone on the bottom. And there we go. No attributes have changed because I don't have any furniture. I don't think for Edwin at this point. But Mulan, we want to build. I'm going to drop out Drez, and I'm going to drop in Edwin. We're going to drop in Edwin, guys. We're going to do our summons. As soon as we get someone swapped out, I'm going to put Drez back in here. Again, the ever revolving have to build furniture, guys. 50,000 Po coins in here, which is awesome to see. It is very cool. Who takes priority between Tamaris and Edwin? Honestly, Tamaris and Edwin both are seeing a lot of utility. So even when you look at the Grand Hunt we have up right now, Tamaris is in there, Edwin is not. Tamaris is also in almost all of the Cursed Realm formations. Again, looking I look at the utility of the heroes where, again, Edwin, even in this rotation, we're not seeing Edwin utilized within the Cursed Realm, but Tamara's we are. Same with the PvP, the Treasure Scramble that just ended. Tamara's was in a lot of the formations. Edwin on there was not. So that was kind of the one of the big things. Yeah, Isolde, again, Isolde kind of is an older hero. And look at that, Devin. 10 gift memberships, guys. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. That's going to be crazy, guys. You're going to see a lot of spam coming up. Enjoyer, I think you keep putting it in there without us answering. What formations do you recommend? Thank you very much, Devin, again, for the love and support, guys. Congratulations to the new members, Marco Ghazi, Sirvu, YA, Nicholas, Peter, Riley, Kedaz, and Sane. Very, very cool to see, guys. I love seeing the little hippos that pop up in there. Let's go through. Let's get these furniture summons done, guys. And I'm hoping to finish out Yennefer. That way we can swap in a couple other heroes. There is a copy of Orin. Orin, again, one hero you absolutely want to build, guys. Orin, when it comes to the tower, the utility in there, there's Belinda. That gives us 4 pieces for Belinda, guys. And I'm hoping we get a lot closer or we build Belinda out quite a bit. Red cards, of course, going to be utilized for Belinda, but Kanisa and Rook also need that 9 of 9 furniture, which is huge. It is absolutely huge, guys. Kanisa and Rook, game changer for them is the 9 of 9 furniture. And there we go, guys. There's another piece for Salakai. 3 cards on the table, but who do we have? Let's go ahead and look. I remembered we didn't have to go out of here. And there we go. So here is the wish list. So we have 7, we have 7, we have 7. So they're all almost done. Takes Belinda to 4, but takes Kanisa and Rook to 6. 16,000 left, guys. We need a couple more solid pulls in here. I would love to finish out the Awakened version of Belinda, but I know it's going to be a stretch. But there's another one, guys. Could we do it? Could we actually get these done for Belinda? It's going to be close, guys. Come on, Belinda. It is Edwin. We got a copy of Edwin, but that keeps us a little shy of getting the last cards, but we can recycle, guys. Let's see what we can do in here. Let's equip these. And look at that V Fireworks Sword. Thank you very much for the super sticker, the super chat. Very, very cool to see, guys, as these continue to pop up. The new subscribers, all the gifts, all of the super chats, they are going to pop up in there, which is cool. But look at that, guys. Belinda is close. Belinda is very, very close in there. Let's go ahead and do our recycle. Is it? It gives us enough, but we are going to be shy. We're going to be shy on the furniture, guys. Getting, what, 9 more out of there? Yep, we're going to be a little bit shy, but that's okay, guys. Because, again, we're going to utilize this furniture for Belinda. Definitely a hero that we absolutely want to build out, and we do want to take her completely maxed out. There we go, guys. 3 more pieces. Now, of course, right now with Belinda, we are utilizing her within the Abyssal Expedition, the Cursed Realm, the Grand Hunt, literally everywhere. So we got to get a couple more to actually get this last piece of the furniture for her, which, of course, will take her to the 9 of 9, which is going to be awesome. Can you show some formations for the 3rd round of the Grand Hunt? Asta, if you look, go to the channel page, go to the Furry Hippo Gaming channel page. I put up a video about 10 a.m. this morning. That is there. That is there. It literally has a team. I'm going to cover one, a little bit of a different one later, because there's also one in there that covers using the mage formation. Mine was the warrior formation. So there's warrior, there's ranger, there's mage. There's a couple over on Reddit that do cover a couple other things over there. And again, it really makes a big difference, and it's hard to give the advice on the other teams because it makes a big difference of what you're utilizing, what heroes you have built. There's a couple different factors with that. And a lot of those are kind of variables within AFK Arena that if you hop over to Discord, absolutely, guys, there's so many players over there that will run through, anything that we need to really give you some advice. But over on Discord, very specific questions. It's hard because we can't see her formations. That's really the big. When will the 4th anniversary be? Next month, husband. It is next month, guys. It is April, will be the 4th anniversary. And yes, there is a ton of stuff planned for the 4th anniversary, guys. They've done it before. It is very cool. They put a lot of big events around it. They put a lot of codes around it. They even put a couple where it was literally a code, a code, a code, a code. They celebrate the anniversaries very, very big in this game, which they have always started. So we got about a month, and then we will see the anniversary. Just one copy to said to Belinda last time she was mythic. I pulled the other 5 copies and 230 cards while watching the stream. That's it, guys. Peter, again, build that very last copy. You want Belinda, and then go ahead and do the stargazing for her. Make sure, again, you're building her up, guys. She is just a crazy high priority, which is the reason why we did build her here, and why we continue to build her out. One more piece of furniture, and she essentially will be done, because remember with the engraving, we took her to a 67. So we took her quite a bit higher with the engraving, focusing again on the damage aspect that she possesses. That way we could make sure that she was going to be built, and continues to be built. Her utility is very, very high, guys, through a ton of different game modes. Lend, first come, first serve. Raphael in there we go. So Anastud just went out. Again, we're sitting on a couple things in here, including the resources for possibly the new hero. That's the reason elemental cores we're sitting on, even the elemental shards we're sitting on. Red chests we're sitting on quite a few. Again, waiting to see exactly where the new hero is going to come in. If she comes in, if it's really a huge priority to buy her, to build her out. In addition, guys, a lot of players also go through and say, hey, where do we get the cards, guys? It is here. The time emblems and the Stargazer cards, I pushed the World Tree past 900, pushed the Infernal Fortress past that 640 mark, getting those time emblems. This is the place you should be spending majority of your time. Hefis, any tips for beginners? Farm these towers. It is absolute huge, guys. Farm these towers. You have to, and you want to farm these towers. The faster progression you make through here, this is going to literally carry over to every other aspect of AFK Arena, because not only are you getting emblems out of here, but you get, again, the Stargazer cards, you get the red chests out of here. Everything you need comes through here, even within the regular King's Tower. When you're farming up essence, or if you're short on essence, it is here. If you're short on gold, boom, this is probably one of the absolute biggest places within AFK Arena that you can farm gold, guys. That is 5 million gold for every single floor that you get, that you go through. Again, farming out this place. Peaks of Time, big priority. New heroes, new players, farm the Peaks of Time. Farm this like crazy. Early game, right here, guys. Force Mania, Shadow Invasion. You can get an incredible amount of loot, again, as a beginner, going through there. If I have 5 copies of Awakened Brutus, 1 copy of Solus, should I pause Brutus to Mythic or go all in on Solus? The big thing is Brutus is still being utilized, guys. If you've already had 5 copies of Brutus, just finish out Brutus. Again, focusing on the heroes that you're currently building out. I don't want you to have a half-built Brutus. You know, you spend a couple weeks or months building out Solus. After Solus is done, now Brutus has no utility or have no use because it took that long to build the Awakened version of Solus. Build the one that you use, guys. The Awakened version of Brutus, still seeing, again, a lot of utility when you look across game modes, when you look in, you know, campaign, when you look at the King's Tower, when you look at the Cursed Realm, when you look at the Treasure Scramble. Brutus is being used in all of them. They're really being used within all of them. Definitely build them out. Yeah, Awakened Belinda is a beast. You're getting to get a bunch of cards very soon. That should be enough. Yeah, the cards, remember, guys, when you look in here, you're getting 10 out of here. And again, when we kind of total this up, you're getting 10 out of here, which is going to be easy. Out of the warm-up hero debut, I believe it is 10 in total, or it might be a couple higher. Glass Obsidian Fish, so when you do the voyage, it is going to give you some more time emblems out of there. Also, we're getting 50 on Tuesday when the new hero drops. you're getting a lot of cards that are coming up pretty soon, which is awesome. You know, they said going into 2023, they were going to give us the ability to get more time emblems. And have they delivered on it? Not as many as players wanted to see, but buying one out of here every single day, that gives you 30. Buying the 10 out of here, that gives you another 10. They've given us a lot more ways to earn or acquire the time emblems. Again, is it at, you know, the level that a lot of players do want? No, but overall, they've given us a lot more ways to get those cards, guys, which is awesome. What Awakened hero should I build first? Solus. The Awakened version of Solus, if you don't have any of them, definitely building out Solus first would be my first choice. What is the best build for the Awakened version of Belinda? 309. I built her out 309, 67. Plus 30 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture, and then a 67, which of course focuses on the damage aspect. That is the best build. Whale build actually takes her to, I believe, an 87. I think an 87, but again, similar to my logic behind the signature items, I am not going to invest literally thousands and thousands of engraving cores to take her up to that E87 to actually build her out. Yeah, 35, 18, 80. You could even do 30 or do 40, you know, 40, 36, 100 if you wanted to. Yeah, but again, the investment you're putting into these heroes, guys, you have to make sure the return is there. If you're not a whale, if you're not a heavy spender, building out a lot of them high and building them out really high, there's not a big benefit. There's not a huge benefit. I feel like I get the same question. I do, JJP. And if you hop over on YouTube, if you look at some of the comments in there, guys, that's why a lot of the questions that I'm seeing in a regular basis, I go through. That's why we did like the tier list for the Awakened heroes. When I start getting a lot of questions kind of over and over and over, I'll do just a short video or even like a YouTube short to just cover the questions that we're kind of seeing. Must be tiresome. Nope. I have no problem, Marco. Most of you know, guys, I'm in banking. I do financial planning. I talk all day. Literally, it is what I do for a living. I talk all day. I answer questions. I spent like 2 hours with an individual the other day, literally answering questions just like I do in here. It's kind of crazy. I think Chaotic is a heavy spender. Looking from the way that I've seen him and how I know him through chat, he's definitely a little bit of a spender. And some of us are. You know what? Like I said before, guys, if you can afford to put money in AFK Arena, feel free, go ahead and do it. The place that really concerns me is when people don't have money to put into they don't have any money, or they shouldn't be putting money into, you know, a mobile game, whatever it may be. Really the frivolous spending in here is what gets to me, because again, if you can afford it, whatever it is, what it is. If you can't afford it and you're doing this anyways, that is where I feel like the big kind of issue comes in, is because it's not good for you financially. And I've always been really big on the financial aspect. Have my entire life, guys, going back to when I was little, managing finances for my parents at about 12 years old, which is kind of a whole nother crazy story. But guys, I know we got gifted some memberships. I am going to do the same. We did hit our 30,000 subscribers. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do a couple more memberships. So hopefully, if you didn't pick up one the first time, you will get one on this time. Which Liberia hero should you not invest in? Mainly the ones in the bottom, guys. So when you look at Walker, when you look at Rigby, absolutely not. Even looking at the original version of Belinda, looking at Falks, the original version of Thane. If you haven't got to the point where you've started building or have built those heroes, there's no reason to build them. There is honestly no reason to build them. Peggy, there's no reason to build. Literally, probably this whole entire bottom row. Even when you look in the bottom, or even when you look at tower progression, a majority of these heroes are one, it's either fodder for the Awakened version of the heroes, or other heroes. They have little to no utility short of just being fodder within the towers. And every faction has the same. Even looking over here at the Maulers, guys, when you look at K-Sauce, when you look at Verk, a lot of the heroes, even looking here at Titus, looking at Alero, Inoki, again, the heroes have little to no utility, which is the reason why a lot of them, again, you don't see, and every faction has the heroes, and a majority of them are the old heroes, which, as we know, when we continue through the power creep, as we continue to get new heroes, most of the older heroes at this point have almost no utility. That's kind of the big thing, guys. A lot of the older heroes, again, like I said, do not have little to no utility, which kind of stinks to see. Once upon a time, they used to rework heroes. At this point, they don't rework anything. OG Thane is the only one kind of worth investing. So the big thing, ZS, and the way that I look at it is when you look at the original version of Thane, he has utility if you already have him built. So that's kind of the big thing. Would I build Thane today if I didn't have him built? Would I invest the summons for? Would I invest the signature item? He requires a plus 60 engraving. He requires the 9 of 9 furniture. Would I build the original version of Thane today if I did not have him invested? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't build him. Again, for him to have the utility, guys, literally the plus 60 engraving, this is what makes him broken as a hero, and why so many players used him, is because this stacks up to 10 times to really amplify the damage that he puts out. Without it, you'll see very minimal usage. The effectiveness goes down exponentially on the new heroes. Verk isn't bad. So Verk is very situational, but overall, guys, I haven't used Verk. I mean, he's got a plus or an unlocked signature item. I've never used Verk. Mauler account, I have him completely built. Again, not a lot of utility in there, but having Verk here, even not having him built, I don't even see very many formations. Fundamentally, he will still work with his traps, but again, not a lot of utility. And outside of the Mauler Tower, no utility. That's kind of the big thing, no utility. How do you actually get the 50 free emblems? So post every side, you just literally click a button. That's kind of the big thing. You literally, when the new hero drops, if you checked it out over on the test server, you click the button. You no longer have to wait for 4,000 summons of the or ascended waken version of Belinda, anything like that. They literally give you the 50 time emblems with one single click when the new hero comes out. Here's another video idea: which heroes from each faction you would leave behind. Yeah, Andre, I can definitely go over that. That's always a fun video that we can kind of work in there somewhere. I definitely like the idea. The do not build heroes, that's always awesome. About Mishka, does she need the plus 30 signature item? Mishka is really big on the furniture and the engraving. The plus 30 signature item in here, it's good to have just because of the mitigation. Because remember that when they're knocked in the air, the skill increases the damage reduction by 10%. It is a damage mitigation factor. It will help a lot with the survivability, but the 9 of 9 furniture is huge. This is huge because of the buffs that she gets. And then of course the 60 engraving. This is the other one, guys. This ability now goes onto all allied heroes. And of course, there are a lot of heroes that buff up shielded heroes, have the shielding extension durations, like Navy. There's a lot that kind of play into the synergy of a lot of different heroes at this point. Yep, Walker, definitely a chapter 54 carry for all of them that have them built out. Is it recommended to build 5-star Awakened heroes? No, Water's not at all. There is little, I mean, short of being competitive within AFK Arena, save your emblems, guys. Save your Stargazer cards. Do not build them out to 5 stars. Again, there's no reason. I built them out again just for the competitive aspect and the funds that we put in here. But to burn these Stargazer cards, I mean, to get the copies, to take them up to 5 stars, I could have built probably 2, maybe 3 other Celestials or Hypogens, probably up to 5 stars, or even built out some of the ones that I don't have with the sheer cost that it took to get these to 5 stars. Only thing you really need is the 1 star for the engraving, just like Taylene right here. I'm not going to take Taylene any higher. She is going to stay exactly where she does. Yeah, like we said with the with Mishka, guys, the 9 furniture E60 works well. The 3 of 9 chaotic works well in there, but again, the 9 not only deals with some of the survivability issues you can see with the hero, but the buffs, the stats, all of that added in there. Thing I was using Thane as food. Yeah, again, Thane I wouldn't build right now. For dimensionals, it's better to get Joan or Merlin before I start to garrison for Ainz and Albedo. Depending on who you have built. So G-Star, the big one that really triggers all of your dimensional heroes is Albedo. Albedo is still run in an incredible amount of formations, even formations we don't see Ainz in. I love running Albedo, but again, it depends on who you have. Priority-wise, dimensional hero-wise, Joan is the first one. Joan is the first dimensional, again, that I would highly recommend building. Just because of her utility, guys. She is in an absolute ton of formations. She has a incredible amount of utility, which is the reason why so many players do build out Joan. But when you look, again, when you look at heroes utilized in different places, Ainz, yes. Mulan, yes. Yennefer, yes. Geralt, not really used short of probably the Treasure Scramble or even the Temporal Rift. Joan used all over. Leonardo used all over. Albedo used all over. Even looking, guys, Queen, Merlin, Ezio, yes, used in quite a bit. Bottom row, Prince of Persia, not really. Arthur, not really. Baba Yaga, Joker, Yukio, Nakaruru. All of these bottom 6 not really used really anywhere, but a lot of the other heroes, like the first top 10, short of Geralt, so the first top 9 are really the big heroes, guys, that we see. And Wiki Bob, look at that, guys. We have another hippo superhero. Wow, Bob is, or Bobo, Wiki Bobo is a superhero. Look at that. So that is the next step. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. That is absolutely amazing. Via Chad and 5-star Thane. Again, I do not recommend it at all. Building that out. I think a lot of free-to-play players like me, I have engraving mats, poke coins, and red emblems. I don't have awakened heroes. So even when you look, ZS, the big thing is when you run through the faction, if you have engraving mats, poke coins, red emblems, there's a lot of other heroes to build. There's a lot of heroes that you're going to get a lot of utility out of than just building Thane. That's really one of the big things, is you're going to get a ton of utility out of a lot of other heroes that you build up versus Thane. If you want to build Thane, absolutely, guys, he does have utility, but mainly the utility is kind of locked within that Lightbearer Tower. But if you're looking for progression, what I do for a lot of them, guys, is I will merc heroes and I will do my 1 tower floor every single week, like clockwork, with those awakened version of heroes or those merc heroes. And also, guys, I merc, just like we've seen before, I merc the awakened version of Baden every single week, and I do him from my Graveborn account. So literally, we merc him every week. I do not have Baden built. At this point, I don't have an intent to actually build out Baden, but we're going to have to see exactly what we have to do. Is there an updated engraving list? Not that I've seen. So unfortunately, I know Ciro does a couple of guides. There's not a lot. The tier list, I'm going to continue building out that tier list that I had. But overall, a vast majority of the visual content creators have quit AFK Arena. We used to have a lot. We used to have guides on a regular. Now it seems like it's fallen to just a couple people. I have tried making guides. We've even tried over on Discord, trying to kind of get those down. They're incredibly time consuming and pretty complex if you're using some of the programs in there. So again, visually, I've tried a couple times to really learn it and grasp it. It It takes a lot, guys. That is why I give so much love and support for the content creators that do the visual guides like Zero. He does absolutely amazing with those. How do we get Albedo? It is garrisoned. So if you do not have any of these heroes, guys, these are the lineup of the garrisons. You actually exchange for these stones, the dimensional stones, and you can actually pick them up. When you borrow them 6 times, you can borrow them for free. So it's really cool. Should I invest my time emblems into the new Awakened Hero or Solus? I would do Solus, but we have to wait and see exactly where it spends. Or where exactly they fall into. Thinking of spending $40 to get my final copy of Belinda. I know it's cheating, but I want the animated avatar frame. If you wait till Tuesday, Peter, you'll get it. So on Tuesday, guys, not only are you going to get the cards out of From Flames to Ashes, but you're also going to get the cards for the new hero coming on Tuesday, which is in 2 days. The animated avatar frame for Belinda will still be up. This will still be up. So if you want to buy him, Peter, you can. But the cards are going to be there Tuesday. You will have 50, 60, probably about 60 cards that are going to be available by Tuesday to get that final copy. You'll get the animated frame. Yeah, like I said, Tuesday they'll do the 50 drop. So you will definitely get that. I think it's fun to build a favorite. Yeah, I love the favorite heroes, Winnie. Again, I just don't want players to build a favorite hero. Like my favorite guys is of course Rowan. Unfortunately, Rowan doesn't see a lot of utility anymore, which kind of stinks, but I absolutely love Rowan. But I also do, one of my favorites is Almas. Unfortunately, they never did anything with Almas. I don't know if they're going to do anything with Almas, but that's right, Andre. I absolutely forgot about that. So in addition, Peter, when you get that card, you're going to get that 20% discount. So now absolutely wait to do that, to finish out that last one, because on those first 60 pulls, you get that 20% discount. So your 10 pulls are only going to be 80. Should I give E30 to Raku first or Kren? I would go Raku. I would absolutely go Raku, guys. Unfortunately, Kren, short of the tower, not seeing a lot of utility, where Raku is still used a lot. Absolutely, guys, I would build out Raku before I would do Kren, just because, again, Raku is still seeing a lot of utility in a bunch of different game modes. Still viable with Raku, where Kren, again, short of the tower, Cursed Realm, again, not seeing a ton, maybe Temporal Rift, but overall, not seeing a lot. Yeah, Rowan needs an E80. Yeah, so Devin, they're doing both. So on the test server, they did the first 10 pulls. So the first 60 cards you utilize are only going to be 8 of 10. So you're going to get a 20% discount. So on the first 50, you'll get 60 cards essentially. You'll do 6 pulls because of the cards. So you can do 60 or 10 pulls or 60 pulls with 50 cards. Do the 10s. So guys, before we conclude here, there was a really big data analysis. If you guys caught it, if you guys follow AFK Arena on Reddit, there was an absolute huge data mine, which I believe, again, it's probably tens of thousands of summons about, is it worth doing the singles or the 10s? They ran literally 10,000s. They ran simulations. They did actual summons, singles and 10s. Singles and 10s have no difference. This has been a debate literally since I've started playing AFK Arena. If you're doing the 1 summons or the 10 summons, it doesn't make a difference in any of it. The rate is the rate, and it is proven through the testing. I know I did the video a while ago about doing the single pulls for Belinda. Through all of the testing, through what Lilith has told us, there is no difference in the rates. The 10 is the 10, the 1 is the 1. If you have 10 cards, guys, and if you're doing these by 10s, again, it is not going to make a difference if it's single pulls, if it's 10 pulls, which is kind of crazy. You like Rowan because, oh, look at Beacon. You like Rowan because his lore is about money, and yours too. So guys, real quick again, before we're done, Rowan, the reason why I love Rowan, and I'll break it down. If any of you guys have watched the stream before, this is a story time again that you've kind of heard. So I was in chapter 18. I was literally a very early game, chapter 18, which back then might have been mid game. Chapter 18, we dropped Rowan. They dropped Rowan out. I was in chapter 18. I got one copy of Rowan. Literally, I got one single copy of Rowan. Rowan carried me with one single copy because of this absolute dazzle, but also this healthy supplies. Rowan carried me through chapter 18, through chapter 19, through 20, through 21, into chapter 22 as an elite hero with an AFK arena, guys. Rowan carried me 5 chapters, literally as an elite hero. It was absolutely phenomenal to get one single copy of Rowan back then. And again, that was where my love of Rowan came from. Was the carry, and literally I only had one account at that point. He carried through 5 chapters, which is insane, guys. Once I got him built out a little bit further, he just got better and better and better. Once I got the signature item, got even better. He was absolutely crazy. And again, that is why, you know, a lot of players say, with all the new heroes, is Rowan still your favorite? Absolutely, guys. Rowan was the one who came through for me when I needed it, when I was getting frustrated. And I also don't know if I didn't get Rowan and I got super frustrated with AFK Arena, would I even be playing it today? Is the other, again, bigger kind of picture question. Again, Rowan literally carried me for 5 chapters, guys, which is the reason why I absolutely love using Rowan. And when he got his skin, guys, had to get the skin. I know this is when we started getting more and more. I'm going to have to build out the rest of his furniture. Again, 3 of 9's all you have to build him, but I did engrave him just because out of my love, guys, I wanted the potions a little bit quicker back when he had a lot of utility, when he was used in a lot of formations. But he's still used in the campaign, guys. Chapter 47, we're still using Rowan in a lot of formations. You can use 1 copy of Belinda for a 3rd team. Yeah, 1 copy, guys, of the Awakened version of Belinda is being kind of broken. Yeah, the God Rowan, that was it. Again, Rowan was crazy, guys. It was absolutely crazy. And again, early game, he carried, and he carried a lot, and he carried hard for the teams. But all right, guys, so we're going to save our diamonds. We're going to wait, guys. Tuesday, of course, the new hero is going to be up. You're going to be getting a lot of cards. Again, focus on the hero that you're building out. For Peter, I know this is too. Make sure, again, you focus on the awakened hero that you're building. As much as it is, you know, as cool as it is to have a new hero drop, you know, it's something new, it's something shiny. We have to test her out, guys. Give it about 7 to 10 days after that release. See exactly where Matira kind of works in formations. If she works in formations, in addition, guys, you're going to get the trial version. I always say this every single time. When it comes to the King's Tower, make sure you are sitting on 60 floors. Make sure you're sitting on 60 floors. We did the same with Olgath. A lot of players crushed it, 60 floors. So within the Infernal Fortress, guys, if you get the hero on like a Saturday, you can do Saturday, Sunday, that you'll have full access to the Infernal Fortress. You can push through with the new Awakened hero, 80 floors in here, which means you're going to get 20 cards. You're going to get a lot of Stargazer cards. Absolutely save to go through here, guys. Save, make sure, again, you're at 60 floors when Tuesday drops or when this opens up. Save that trial version of Matira till you have the ability to run through the Infernal Fortress. With them being able to stack floors, guys, a lot of players used to only do 20 floors, maybe get 40 if you planned it accordingly. Now you can go through 80 floors in here, which is, again, the really, really big thing, guys. Push floors in the towers. I cannot stress how much this is going to help your progression when you go through there. Sorry, guys. So thank you very much for joining me for the Sunday stream, guys. All of the chats, the memberships, we got 21, 22 new members. Wiki Bobo, definitely thank you for being a member. Thank you for supporting the channel, as well as all of the new subscribers, guys. This is probably one of the absolute craziest live streams we've seen. Not for Summon Wise, but the activity over here was awesome. Does Awaken Belinda work in the campaign? Yes. Definitely the awakened version of Belinda does work well in the campaign. Augusto, when you start getting level deficiency in here, Belinda has to be built. That is really the big thing is Belinda has to be built, or you're not going to do the damage. You're not going to have the survivability. She will work in the campaign, just like we've seen before. She does work. She does work, and she does work well in the campaign. So again, guys, that'll do it for our Sunday live stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Always love doing the live stream, being able to chat with you guys. Don't even mind if we get the same questions over and over. Again, I love and respect everyone for spending their time on a Sunday on the weekend to come and join me for this live stream. It is such a very cool thing to see. I love doing it. I love to be able to chat with you guys and talk to you guys about a game that I absolutely love. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. Have a good day. Got some more videos coming. And as always, thank you guys for watching.